Hey, Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show, and joining me in studio, it is Keith Barry. How are you getting on?
I'm great, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Welcome to the show and welcome to Limerick.
Yeah, I love Limerick. I've been coming here for a long time. Just up the road in Mallow Street, there was the Magic Shop. I don't know if you were ever in there. So I used to go there many years ago as a teenager into Paddy in there, and he's a lot to do with my career. So yeah, I love Limerick.
You have been so busy. So what is next? Every time I seem to look at your social media, it's like you're constantly on the go.
Yeah, I'm bouncing around the place. So next is my Insanity Tour. I can't wait to get back on the road because this will be my most insane show to date. And I'm coming here to the South Court Hotel in Limerick on February 8th with that. And really excited because it will be my most insane show to date. For example, in the first half, I examine historical figures who are apparently insane or genius, because there is that kind of blurred line between genius and insanity. So I talk about Edward Munch, who most famously painted the Scream painting. And it turns out that at the time he was talking a lot about the fact that he felt insane, and he was in and out of mental institutions getting electroshock therapy, and hence those paintings were kind of crazy. And I looked into the science then of electroshock therapy, and it turns out your right brain is ignited when you get electrocuted. Okay. So that's the creative part of your brain and so on. So there's a lot to be said for the fact that he painted those paintings while he was getting that. In a few moments, you will be electrocuting me. So every night I'll be getting electrocuted on stage, not with this particular cattle prod that we have, one that's a lot stronger than this, but for travel purposes I brought this one today. And then I examine Rasputin, the mad monk. And I speak about him, and I do crazy demonstrations based around strength and him, because although they poisoned him with cyanide, enough cyanide to kill 10 men, he survived that. Then they shot him, he survived that. Then they shot him another 8 times, he survived that. And then they threw him into the river, he survived that. And then he eventually died. So the whole idea was, back then at least, apparently he had superhuman strength.
I was going to say, he doesn't sound human.
So I'll be bringing somebody up from the audience who maybe doesn't go to the gym, and I'm going to give them superhuman strength under hypnosis. And then I have another routine based around Kim Peek, who was originally I suppose the original Rain Man. So Rain Man the movie was based around this guy Kim Peek, and way back when, if you look into the history of him, all the doctors told his parents to put him into a mental institution, and luckily for him, his parents were really behind the fact that he had just this genius brain, and he had a genius brain. Like, he could memorize books. He used to memorize a book a day and then turn the book upside down on the shelf, so he knew he'd memorized that particular book. It was weird if you think about it, because he couldn't memorize the book that he'd memorized. He had to put it upside down on the shelf, but he could memorize every single word out of that book. Wow. So again, I'm going to bring somebody up on stage and give them a superhuman memory permanently. So in other words, somebody who doesn't have a great memory, I'll bring them up and they'll turn into a mathematical wizard in front of everybody, instant photographic memory, and it'll be permanent. So all kinds of craziness in the first half. I'll be getting lobotomized every night, so somebody from the audience will be attacking me with an ice pick to my eyeball. Now, it sounds quite violent, this stuff, but actually it's all done in a way that it's designed to make people laugh until their faces hurt first, and then be fooled badly, and obviously shock as well. And then the second half of the show, I turn the tide on the audience. So I explain that each and every one of us actually is a little bit insane. We all have 30 to 40 impulsive or intrusive thoughts daily, thoughts that we're not necessarily in control of. And I throw what's called a catch box into the audience, or I will throw a catch box into the audience, and that'll get bounced around. That catch box is basically a giant microphone. And then if you catch it at random, you have to stand up and have to try and hack into your brain and think of insane thoughts that you have in your brain. But see your reaction there, the way you're kind of a bit nervous. So I know a lot of people listening and watching will be thinking, well, that sounds great, but I'm not going to go to the show because I'm scared. So to get around that, I'll be leaving 500 meters of tinfoil outside the front door of the South Court Hotel on February 8th. And if you want to opt out of participating in the show, all you need to do is make your own tinfoil hat. And if you make a tinfoil hat, you wear a tinfoil hat, I promise I won't go near you in the show. So you can kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you don't put on a tinfoil hat, it's free game. I'll be trying to hack into your brain. So it's a nice way for people to know that they can come to the show without necessarily participating, you know.
Because I find, like, do you see people coming into the show And then are they kind of like, oh, I'm not sitting in the front row now because he'll pick on me and he'll like, or is there actually people like, do you know what, I want to be called out, I want to be like the person he hypnotizes? So is there a lot of that going on?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. You know, it's kind of funny. I very rarely go for people in the front row, and people, people go, oh, I'm not sitting in the front row, he might pick me. I actually leave the stage and go all the way down to the back row.
Oh,
so you're not safe if you're in the back row either. But again, to get over that, because I do know people are a bit nervous of this type of material. You know, you just have to wear a tinfoil hat on the way in. I do know that there will be a large percentage of people, believe it or not, who will just want to get involved and they won't wear tinfoil hats. And that's great, because then we have exactly what we need. And a lot of skeptics will come and they won't wear tinfoil hats because they want me to try and prove my abilities, which I love. I love skeptics. I invite skeptics to come along. I invite them to get up on the stage because ultimately, you know, I like to break the fourth wall. In other words, I do a lot of television and people they're watching this on TV and they go, oh, well, you know, is it all a setup? Are they actors? Are they actresses? Are they students? They're natural questions because people just don't understand how I do what I do. Yeah. So that's why I love people coming along and volunteering to be up on stage, because it's a random show. You never know what's going to happen, because, you know, you're dealing with crazy stuff like electroshock therapy, lobotomies. There's going to be a full-on rave in the middle of the show. I've just ordered 30,000 glow sticks for the tour.
Wow.
So we're going to have a full-on rave in the middle of the show, and of course that's part of a demonstration. So it's a fun-filled night, and my idea is for people to leave the show thinking that was the most insane show I've ever seen, you know.
Can I ask, I've heard all these mixed reports about when it comes to hypnotizing people. Is there certain people that can and cannot be hypnotized? Like, can you hypnotize anyone, or what's like? Yeah,
so I suppose there's a divisive line even amongst hypnotists about this, but I've probably hypnotized more people, certainly in Ireland, than any other hypnotist in Ireland, just because of all the stage work I've done, all the TV work that I've done, and then I do a lot of one-on-one, hypnotherapy for everyday issues that people have. And my own opinion is that everybody has the ability to be hypnotized. Now, if you really don't want to be hypnotized, and in one day you want to resist hypnosis, that makes it way more difficult for me to hypnotize somebody, but not impossible. And then, a lot of hypnotists will tell you you can't make somebody do anything against their morals or their values. Actually, with my TV work, I did a whole TV show around this called Black Ops Hypnosis for the Discovery Channel. And I found with that project that I did, and it was under the guise of a sleep deprivation project that I did it under, but ultimately I do believe a certain small percentage of people can be hypnotized against their morals, against their values, and against their will to do things they wouldn't ordinarily do. So for the Discovery Channel show, I got a guy to truly believe that he was a sleeper agent and that he'd murdered somebody. And he really believed that he had done it. And he would have done it in real life, for sure, this particular person. I think anybody can be hypnotized. I think also on different days, even when somebody's, some people might be susceptible on one given day, then another day, for any of a multitude of reasons, they might not be hypnotizable on that day. So it's a very complex area. But all you do need to have people who have at least average intelligence. So it's the opposite of what people think. A lot of people think only stupid people can be hypnotized. Nothing can be further from the truth, because people who are below average intelligence don't have the ability to follow my voice and follow my commands. Okay. So it's very difficult to hypnotize people. But luckily, most of us have at least average intelligence. So that, I would say 99% of people can be hypnotized.
It's amazing, because I love seeing when people are hypnotized, and I love sitting watching. I think it's hilarious the things you can make them do. But then I'm always like, oh my god, I'd be mortified if that was me. Yeah,
well, with this particular show, with the Insanity Show, there isn't a massive amount of that style of hypnosis. Yeah. It's more to do with people putting people into an altered state of mind. So in one particular demonstration, I'll be talking about Elon Musk. And Elon Musk, he knows a lot about artificial intelligence. For anybody who doesn't know him, he's the guy behind Tesla, and he wants to bring people to Mars and all this kind of stuff. And actually wants us to inhabit Mars. But Elon Musk is an interesting character insofar as he has this little known company called Neuralink. Mm-hmm. So Neuralink is whereby they're developing chips that will be implanted into our brains to allow mind-to-mind communication. And as you listen to this is real. They're really doing this, or about to do it. So you can just check it out yourselves, Neuralink. But based on that, I'd love to meet Elon Musk, because in the show, I'm going to demonstrate that it's already possible, mind-to-mind communication. You just don't need the chip. You need somebody like me who knows and understands the power of the mind. So one particular demonstration involves somebody going into an altered state of mind, and we attack them with strobe lights and white noise, and then ultimately I implant a thought inside their brain, and it's a whole thing. So yeah, it's very topical, this particular show. You know, it's very modern, futuristic. The set, we're putting huge amount of money and energy and effort into the set for the show. So we've got all these LED ropes and lights and everything in the show. So yeah, I'm really excited. You know,
you said rave, like it actually does sound like a rave, right?
Oh, will be. It'll be a full-on rave, and I don't want to say too much about it because it is part of a particular demonstration. Okay. But again, the energy shift in that will be very interesting, you know.
And remind us the Limerick date again?
It's February 8th in the South Court Hotel. I'm also down the road in the Glór Theatre in Ennis. I'm in the INEC. All the different dates are up on keithbarry.com. You can check out dates there if you can't make February 8th.
Amazing. I'm so excited for now. Even just everything you're saying, I'm like, oh.
Well, I did bring this electroshock wand, so why don't we just use it? Let's get it out of the way. So, you know, these electroshock wands, they actually really hurt. Now, this particular one, I've got lots of different ones. This particular one will just arc once into my head, and it'll give me one good crack into my head. Other ones will continuously zap into your head, but this one will just give me one good bolt into my head. And basically, I'm going to try and ignite my right hemisphere. I'm not very good at art. And for years, I've been plucking thoughts out of people's heads, but generally these thoughts have been words or numbers. Because I'm not very good at images. So the idea behind this should ignite my right hemisphere. And at that very moment, I'm going to ask you to think of something that you've never drawn. Okay. And then, but in your mind, at the moment you electrocute me, at that very moment, I want you to see that image in your mind and draw it in your mind for the first time. Now, it's important for your viewers and listeners to know we haven't set this up. In other words, you haven't told me what it is you're going to draw. And you're going to draw this for the first time in your mind now, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I want you to take the wand. You're going to press down that button there, and that will charge it up. So go ahead, take it.
Can I just say, I grew up on a farm, so electric fences and everything absolutely scared the life out of me. So I'm not.
Yes, you know what these. So this is like getting an electric fence, but to the head. Okay.
I can't believe you're making me do this.
So press down on the button. Now, keep your finger on the button. Good. You're just going to charge it up, and then you're going to whack me in the temple here. But as you do so, you need to draw whatever it is in your mind. Not out loud. Don't say anything. Just draw in your mind. Keep your finger on the button. Okay. And you're going to whack me in the head. Now, here's the idea.
Now, what do you mean whack? Like?
Oh, no, not don't hit me with it, but you're just going to arc it into my head. Like, but don't aim at my eyeballs because you will actually blind me. Probably permanently. So let's not do that. So just hold it out here. There you go. And just bring it in towards my temple. Now, don't do anything just yet. The moment you hit that to my temple, our minds are going to try and connect. They're going to try and figure out whatever this image is, okay?
You know, like if I hit off anyone in tag rugby accidentally, I'm like the most apologetic person. So the fact you make me doing this, I'm like...
Okay, so here we go. So the moment you do that, you need to start drawing in your head. Whatever it is that you've never drawn before. Okay, 3, 2, 1, bring it in. Go. Oh! Okay, I'm drawing. Okay, this is something, there's movement involved in this. In other words, this is not something static. So in other words, this is something that can move. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Keep drawing. No, I've lost it. Pick it up. Give me another whack. Give me another whack. Just do it. Just do it quickly. Focus it. Oh, that one really hurt. Okay, good. There's ears on this. Everything's falling over in the studio. That's okay. There's ears on this. It's small. I was going to go with that. No, it doesn't look like that. I'm going to go with this. Okay, I've drawn something. That really hurt, that second one, by the way. It's really stinging. But I've drawn something. I'm a terrible artist, and I drew quickly. I'm going to show the camera first. I'm going to, just so everybody knows I'm committed. So I'm showing the camera. For the first time, name out loud, what was it that you drew in your mind?
A wombat.
A wombat. Oh my God. Just like that one there. I initially thought it was a rat, but you can see I have written down wombat.
It was a wombat. And you know what? I wasn't sure what a wombat looked like in my head. I was thinking a kind of a ratty figure.
So here's another quick thing for you.
I'm not shocking you again.
No, you're not shocking me again.
We'll let your microphone back.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Is that right?
Perfect. Okay, so here's...
I can't believe I just shocked you.
Here's another quick thing for you. Okay, I'm going to gamble a little bit of money on this. This is just to have some stakes on this, okay? So I've got a €50 note. I want you to realize there's only just 150 inside that slot in my wallet there, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to gamble the 50 on this, and we're going to use a fish hook. So here's the idea. You can see I have a fish hook here. And
I don't really like where this is going.
As you can see, there are a number of strings dangling down from the fish hook, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So here's the idea. Only one of those strings is tied to the fish hook. One is tied, the other 4 are loose. And for people who are listening or maybe reading about this, we've got green, yellow, pink, orange, and blue. Okay, they're color coordinated. So here's the idea. One is tied, the other 4 are loose. In a moment, we're going to go fishing. You're going to pull the strings one at a time.
Okay.
But when you pull, I don't want you to give a little tug. I don't want you to tug like this. I want you to pull hard, like really hard. I want you to yank the string really hard. You're going to pull 4 strings. My job is to influence you away from the one that's tied to the fishhook. And the reason I need to influence you away from the one tied to the fishhook is because when you go fishing, the hook is going to be in my mouth.
I knew you were going to do this. I actually was like, he's not... okay.
Now, if this goes wrong, I have a hook in my mouth. I won't be able to talk. I'll go to hospital and you get to keep the 50. If it goes right, I get my 50 back. I get my hook back and I get my voice back.
Here, please?
So you can see there's the hook there. Okay, this is going to get into my mouth. Okay, you're going to pull one at a time. You're going to pull 4 total and you're going to leave 1 in my mouth. Here we go. There it is. Time to go fishing. And you can talk through this. Huh?
Oh my God, this is really not fair. Oh my God. Okay, so the hook is actually in his mouth. Keane's covering his eyes. This is not helping. Okay. No, I can't. I actually can't. Oh, 1. So I'm pulling 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawn to this one. I don't want to. Oh. It's 1 pink is gone. So I have to pull another one.
Well, I want you to pull hard.
No, I can't.
Pull hard. So if this goes wrong, I want it to really go wrong.
No! This is really unfair. Okay, I'll pull another one. Jesus Christ. I need another shower after this. I'm sweating like crazy. I feel like blue. This is how stressed we are out here. Okay, what am I drawn to? You want me to pull one more? This one, I'm feeling green.
And the orange one is indeed tied to the hook. Thank you so much for keeping me safe. I get to keep the 50, of course, and I get to keep my voice as well. But here's the interesting thing about the 50. I want you to open up the 50. There's something written on the inside of the 50.
You will not pull orange.
You will not pull orange. And orange indeed was the only one that you did not pull. Thanks for keeping me safe.
My blood pressure, I think, right now is going through the roof.
You and me both.
Keith Barry, all I can say is thank you so much. And this has probably been the sweatiest interview I've ever had to do in my life.
Me too.
And I think I'll be arriving to your show with my tinfoil hat on, just in case.
I'll leave you alone, don't worry.
Keith, please do. Maybe in February we'll get you back in again.
Yeah, I'll see you all February 8th in the South Court Hotel.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.